Hi everyone, and welcome to this edition of Inside the Naval Postgraduate School from Monterey, California, and the campus of NPS. In fact, at Centennial Park, one of our popular spots. I'm your host, Alan Richmond. Welcome to the show. On this edition of Inside NPS, we'll talk about technology and the DoD as we visit with the Chief Security Officer for Oracle, Mary Ann Davidson. We'll also take a look at how we're building integrity with NATO. But first, a very important organization located very close to the NPS campus is Fleet Numerical. Recently, we had the opportunity to spend an entire day to find out more about exactly what they do. Fleet Numerical Meteorology and Oceanography Center is the Navy's global hub for ocean and weather forecasting. The center's personnel, backed by a high-speed supercomputer, provides tailored products and data in support of the Department of Defense operations worldwide. FNMOC delivers weather and ocean prediction products, tactically enhanced weather and satellite imagery, and related tactical decision aids and data. Fleet Numerical is an Echelon 4 command under the Commander, Naval Meteorology and Oceanography. Along with its sister activities, the Naval Oceanographic Office, the Naval Observatory, and the Naval Oceanography Operations Command, Fleet Numerical provides 24/7 operational support geared toward keeping the fleet safe, enabling decision superiority, and improving warfighting effectiveness. Here's Commanding Officer Captain Jim Pettigrew. Captain, tell us a little bit about the mission of Fleet Numerical. What do you do and how do you do it?
Fleet Numerical's mission is to provide a forecast of the global atmosphere. And the way we do that is by taking in over 6 million observations a day from around the world that come in here to Fleet Numerical. And we bring them into our models and run those through our models that are resident on our supercomputers here. We have supercomputing clusters that operate in all classification levels, unclassified, secret, and top secret. And it's based on what level of operation where those models will be run and at what resolution those models will be run.
Now, what's the makeup of the people that work at Fleet Numerical? Are they all military, or are there some DoD civilians?
We have a mix of folks here at Fleet Numerical. We have about 50 military folks, officer and enlisted. We have one U.S. Air Force officer who's an exchange officer here working with us to partner with the Air Force Weather Agency. And we have about 150 civilians, both full-time employees as well as contractors, here helping us execute the mission.
Now, you obviously work 24/7 because this is a pretty important job that you have at Fleet Numerical.
That's absolutely correct. The watch center that we're standing in here is manned 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. My command duty officer and forecast duty officer and my computer system watch officer is here continuously monitoring the supercomputer jobs, the forecast runs, interacting with the operational fleet, and understanding what the requirements are out there for environmental support that we can provide from here.
How do you support all the ships at sea?
The most important thing that we do is provide an analysis of the global atmosphere and the surface of the ocean, the wind at the surface of the ocean, as well as the waves on the ocean and the sea state. And obviously those types of parameters impact how ships can operate and how submarines can operate when they're near the surface. And so it's very important for us to understand where the fleet is operating, and where the fleet will operate. And we're in constant communications with them over various networks and information exchange systems to be able to understand those operations that are ongoing. And we tailor our models to be able to support those operations and ensure that the decision makers can get the naval assets and naval units on station safely, on time, to execute the mission at hand.
Well, that's a critical component, and it's all done right here from Monterey, California.
That's absolutely correct. And you know, there are a handful of global forecast centers around the world. We're the only forecast center in the world that executes this mission to DoD information assurance standards. And that's a very important piece of the puzzle, and a game-changing piece of the puzzle when you look at today's cyber environment now and into the future.
Now, you're the commanding officer currently. Tell us a little bit about your roles and responsibility for Fleet Numerical.
Certainly, as commanding officer, I have my military requirements to ensure the mission is executed I have the ultimate responsibility for my command's well-being, my command members' well-being, and that the mission is executed. The most important thing that I can do is articulate the requirements that Fleet Numerical has to ensure our mission is executed to my headquarters so that we're programmed and budgeted for now and through the out years appropriately to take advantage of technology that's coming down the pike for supercomputing capabilities as new models are developed and rolled in from our partners at Naval Research Lab.
Great. I noticed when we walked in, we have multiple screens on the wall and we have multiple rows of computers and people doing different jobs. Can you walk us through what each of them do and how do they differ?
You bet, absolutely. Certainly, starting off with the rows here in the Ops Center, on the back row is where my forecast duty officer is. And my forecaster is primarily responsible for writing the forecasts that go out to our submarines operating around the world. We have the appropriate knowledge to understand where submarines are and where submarines are located, both our U.S. as well as our allied partners, and support those missions on a 7x24 basis. And that's primarily what the back row, my forecasters, are doing. On the middle row, my professional civilians, my computer system watch officers, are continually monitoring our supercomputing clusters. And again, we have supercomputing clusters that operate in 3 classification enclaves. And their job is to ensure that 4 times a day, those forecast processes are running on those supercomputers, and they monitor the progress of those jobs. Here on the front row is where my command duty officer and my apprentice forecaster sit. My command duty officer obviously is my representative 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and is my interaction with the rest of the oceanography community and the fleet at large. And you know, today Lieutenant Cohn is my first point of contact in taking in requests from around the fleet for specific modeling support or specific product support that we would provide out of here. And our apprentice forecaster is also that first point of contact, and she's taking up in chat windows with the different fleet units around the world, taking in specific types of support requests and in answering those support requests.
That's great. How far out can we actually forecast these days with all the new technology?
Right now, we sort of look at about a 5-day window. 5 days where our skill is sort of, we sort of refer to as our knee in the curve. Our goal is to get out into the 6-7 day region, and we're running some new types of model systems with our partners in NOAA that are going to extend those out to the 10 to 14 day regime here within the next year or so.
Well, that's great. Well, you've had a distinguished career, and congratulations on your move back to Washington. What do you like best about your job here?
I like the people here. The people here, both the civilians and the military, really believe in the mission here. I have some incredibly professional and experienced civilians that have long-term skill sets in numerical weather prediction, as well as in the information technology side of the house with the supercomputing capability here. I have folks here that could be very easily employed up in Silicon Valley for at least twice what they're doing, but they believe in the mission here, and they believe that serving their country in this capacity is the right thing for them to do. And I'm very proud to be the commanding officer here. Well,
great. Well, congratulations on assembling such a great team and for inviting us over to take a look around today and find out more about Fleet Numerical.
You bet. Thank you very much.
Thank
for your
you.
time.
Thanks, Captain. We'll have more from Fleet Numerical and the Naval Postgraduate School in just a moment. Stay with us.